me. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Tunnganarniq Show. I'm your host. My name is Margaret Noksana. We are broadcasting live here out of the Inuvik Cultural Resource Center located in Inuvik. On today's episode, we have a cooking episode, and our guests today are Joel and Martina Amos.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm well.
Yeah, excited.
How are you?
Good. I'm excited for the show.
Oh yeah, we're definitely excited to cook.
Yeah. So, like I was saying before, every single episode, the way I like to start the episode is exactly how we talk to elders. So if you can I'll start with Joel. If you can just tell me where you're from and
Well,
who
I'm
your
originally
family
from
is.
Sax Harbor.
Yes.
My parents are Lawrence and Beverly Amos.
Mhm.
We've lived here since 1990, so I guess you could say Sax.
Yeah. And Martina?
Well, I'm Martina Amos, and I used to be Martina Carroll. My parents are Martin and Ruth Carroll. My mom's from Fort McPherson. My dad was born in Toronto, and he was a bay boy. And came up and, hey, hi everybody, I'm here.
And how did you guys get into culinary arts? Because this is your business now.
Well, it all goes back to like when I was a kid, and like people used to gather around the grandparents' table. My nana and dad fed everybody that came
Mhm.
through the door. So I've always had this love of food ever since I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it only got enhanced when I met Martina.
Yeah.
And I actually got injured on the job, and I took like 6 months off, and I thought about what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we had decided to go to Yukon College
Mm-hmm.
and take the culinary arts program that they offer there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how long ago was that now?
Oh, we left in 2009 on my birthday, right at the end of
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah.
And then we were gone for 10 years. After we graduated, we stayed
Mhm.
and gained experience so that we
Mhm.
could bring it home
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
share it with our community, with the
Yeah.
people in the Delta, with the whole region,
That-
whoever we can.
That's what I was just going to lead into. So you guys have recently just moved home?
Yes, it's been, it'll be 2 years in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now this is your business, your small business that you run?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we're currently trying to get our food truck up and operating.
Oh,
Yes, but we
wow.
do some catering currently.
Yes, and
Yes.
that's what I was going to lead into. How can people get a hold of you if they want to contact you for catering or any type of business?
Well, we have an email address. It's
Mm-hmm.
treeline.takeout@gmail.com. And we accept most caterings, pretty much all of them, unless we're overbooked or
Yeah,
away from town.
yeah,
Because we want to help people.
yes, exactly. Yeah. So, without further ado, do you guys want to get started?
Yes,
Yeah.
sure,
Do you want to
awesome.
talk about what we're going to be making?
Well, today we're doing a donut taco.
Donut tacos.
Yes.
Yes. And I
Yes.
spoke to Martina a little bit, and you said that you have your own
Yeah.
secret recipe.
For pretty much every recipe, I have my own seasoning that I make, so I
Yeah.
brought it, and we're going to taste that today.
I'm excited. Yes.
Good.
Okay, so you guys can go ahead and get started.
Okay, yes,
Alright.
so we'll turn this frying pan on and we'll get the meat going. Okay, which is which? This one here. A little bit of oil for that.
Just let me know when you need that meat, and I'll pass it over.
There you And we'll just test the heat for the donuts. Maybe crank that slightly.
You have a bowl for that?
Yes, right here.
Oh, yes, that's great.
We could probably set
Hey, yeah, I'm going to start cutting up these veggies. I'm going to start with these green onions. Just to get them all done.
Yeah, baking's a real science, and if you get the chemistry wrong, you can turn out with overly moist bannock or really puff-like bannocks.
Yeah.
It's been many years of trying to get this recipe to actually get it,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's
That's-
definitely an adventure.
That's why he cooks the bannock.
When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was just learning how to cook at the time. And I remember asking my mother-in-law this just a few months prior. What does lard do in bannock? Like, what's the purpose of it? And then she just said it makes it like flaky.
Yes.
But well, leading into like what ended up happening was when I was making bannock once, I forgot the lard and I had hockey pucks. Yeah. So I learned firsthand
Yeah.
what the oil does in the.
Yeah, I used to be working at the Ingamo Hall one time, and my very first batch of bannock ever, and I got mixed up between tablespoons and teaspoons, and everything was short. So yeah, it wasn't very tasty at all.
Onions got me.
I tried though. I kept trying. That's the important thing. You gotta keep trying until you get it right.
Yeah.
Then once you get it right, you gotta start teaching others.
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite moist yet.
No. Let's see how this is on the inside.
Okay, sorry, excuse me.
Not very good.
Yeah, it's a messy business cooking. You just kind of go with it. It's definitely not for everybody. Oh, sorry, that's for
Yep,
some
that's fine.
water. Yeah, we spent about 10 years working in the kitchens in and around Whitehorse to acquire the skills we need to run our own business. And when COVID hit, we were like, started planning coming back because we thought it was time.
Had to come home.
We drove back. We
Yeah.
purchased a camper trailer, and that was what we have now that we're currently converting into a food truck. I'm just looking for the right texture. That's all it's about. Like you don't have the right texture for your donuts. They can turn out oily, and if it's too oily, then that's not a good thing. Okay, one more scoop, and I think we should be
One
fine.
of the most important things about us moving home is that we have 3 children, and living in the Yukon, there is culture there, and it's everywhere. It's really nice, but it's not our culture, and I wanted to make sure my kids would grow up and learn stuff from their daduk and their nanuk, and yeah, it was super important to us because I know my kids need their culture, and it's super important for us to pass it down. And I don't know as much as I want to, and I know my husband and his family know.
Have a ton of knowledge.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. I feel blessed.
Yeah.
My children are so lucky. And since we've been home, my son got his first caribou, and
That's exciting.
yeah, and geese hunting. It's like something he's never done. He's always wanted to, but
Okay, so that is really close. The pan is hot for the
meat.
meat, yes.
Okay. Do we want all of this meat, or do we want
Well,
half of the meat?
you can just cook it all for now. Maybe just put it in hot and see how it looks.
Okay, it's gonna give her here.
Yes, it's going to be very hot. So this is the texture I'm looking for in a dough. It's not too sticky, but it's nice and moist. If you have too much oil, it would look flaky already. If that happens, just add a little more flour, a little more oil, or water, sorry.
Yeah.
But we're ready to go.
It's important to wash your hands after handling raw meat.
Yeah.
Yes, even if you're wearing gloves. first one, but I need to do a little tester. See if the oil's hot enough. Not quite. So I will turn it up. Should be another 2 minutes possibly. Give this meat some time to cook.
You floured my peppers.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
It
I got a
wasn't
little,
even the
got
part
a
I was
little
gonna
messy.
use.
Okay, so that's coming along
Give
nice.
me another minute before I put the
And I can clean up a little bit. That's always important. Clean your mess. Because they can pile up very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting moving back home, be able to go out hunting, fishing, traveled to Tuck a few times, got to see relatives and whatnot.
Going on a highway for the first time was pretty nice.
Yeah, everybody seems to be very supportive of our venture and adventure. Because that's what it's been. It's been a 10-year adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've worked with so many different people, picked up so many different skills everywhere.
Probably making a ton of connections.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff we learned in kitchen, some of the things came from the most unexpected places too. Like
Yes.
sometimes a dishwasher would have like,
The best advice.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's seen people sweating through the kitchen every night. And he's seen what's worked and what doesn't.
They're the real heroes of the kitchen.
Yeah.
The dishwashers, total respect for them.
So have you guys tried donut tacos before?
Never.
I haven't, no. So I'm
No,
excited to
okay.
try.
So
Yeah.
it's an adventure for everybody.
Okay. Ooh, that one was mine.
Yeah, I started making donuts in Bannock when my parents had moved to Sax Harbor. I didn't have my mom or my dad to do that for me anymore, so
And I tried.
yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. I've tried your dad's baking soda donut, or baking soda bannock,
Yeah.
is it? It's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been good at it for many years.
Yeah. I tried it in 2009, I believe, when we were on the island, Thanks Island.
Oh, okay.
And we were getting ready to go to Sea Otter. And he was like, here, take some bannock. And he said, "This is baking soda." It was so good. I think that was the first time I ever tried it.
He is a deadly baker for sure.
Okay, not quite any color yet on that. Let's give it a couple more minutes. Is there anything else you need?
I'm gonna need to do the lettuce, the shredding of the lettuce, but
Okay, that's.
about it.
I'll take this out. Okay, so I picked a couple of these guys up here. I'm really tempted to throw one in there, but I'm gonna try another tester. It's a little better. The bubbling action there tells me it's really close. Yeah, you don't want to be throwing your donuts in there too quick. Otherwise they will absorb a lot of the oil.
Yeah.
Oh, I might as well do that.
Okay. This meat is pretty close, Martina.
Okay.
Okay.
So that.
See a little bit of browning on that end. we're very close.
Taco seasoning here.
It's very hot out today. Yes, it's beautiful though.
I'm glad it's not as hot as it has been. That heat wave a couple of weeks ago was really hot.
Yeah, we've worked in so many kitchens, like in Whitehorse, that it's like at least 10 to 15 degrees hotter in the kitchen than everywhere else. So I'm sort of used
Everybody
to
wants
the
a
heat.
hamburger.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants.
And no one wants to cook when it's that hot out, so everyone just orders.
And it's good though, you know, you can suffer in the kitchen,
Okay.
but when it's busy like that, before you know it, the day's over. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was
There we go. That's what I like to see.
good.
Just wait for it to pop up.
Will we turn the oil back down?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Oh,
I
you
just
just
want.
needed it to heat up?
Yep. I'll turn it down to 8 for now, so it doesn't get too hot.
Mm-hmm.
So that oil will retain the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check out the second tester. Oh yeah, getting a little gold in there. That looks good.
Are you going to need a setup soon for the draining of the
Oh,
draining of the donut?
oh yes, I got this one.
We can make a spot here. I just, yeah.
Yeehaw.
The recipe that you used, there was no kneading.
No, very little.
You used, yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
It was really quick.
Yeah, I like to make my dough a little bit moister than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Then throw some flour in there to bring it back to exactly where I need.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't put enough liquid in there, you'll have a bunch of dry stuff stuck to the bottom of your bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So there's little tips like that I picked up through just going through the motions,
Yeah.
watching my nana and my parents obviously do this stuff over the years. So that's one more donut there. Let's see some browning around the center and the edges of the first one I threw in. And this little guy here is exactly where I need it to be. I just need to get the other side brown too. So that was probably 5 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
We try to do everything as quick as possible.
Oh yeah, that.
Just like if we're working in a restaurant, we want to push things out so that people order it's as fresh
Yeah.
when they get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's done quickly so that it's just for the flow.
Yeah.
Get a good rhythm going.
Yeah, it was quite difficult being away from home for a decade or more.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely missed out on a lot of hunting and a lot of family time and whatever, but
Yeah.
the juice was worth the squeeze.
Yeah, because now you have all this skill.
Yes, I can, I literally love seeing the smile on people's face after I've fed them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good feeling to be able to do that. Have people remember you for the food that you
Yeah.
cook for them.
And there was times we were really, really homesick. Like, you know, every now and then you get to see the northern lights. Like, you don't see them as much as you do here in Whitehorse. Like, Whitehorse isn't that far away, but it's just not the same. You miss things like that, and even how cold it gets.
Yeah.
So we definitely got homesick, and there was more than once that we wanted to just come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time we felt like that, next thing we ended up with another job, and we ended up spending a season here or there. I've worked in a food truck, and he worked at the Klondike Ribbon Salmon, which is like the busiest place in Whitehorse. Yeah.
Yeah, I worked the evening one year, and then the next year I worked as a baker.
Yeah.
So I was there at 4 in the morning, but I was done at lunch.
Yeah.
Great crew, great people, great owners.
It's always important to find it's always nice when you find an environment like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about ICS. It's just a really good environment.
And you can bounce ideas off of people and, you know, improve the current system that they have where it calls for it. wastage is a big thing in the kitchen. We want to minimize as much of that as possible. And
Fresh.
me growing up in Sax Harbor, everything was really limited.
Yeah.
Like if you had something, you could use it 2 or 3 times after the initial use. You better do that to save yourself a buck, because co-op might run out. I'm not dogging co-op though. Yeah, I love co-op.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the Sax Harbor co-op. I love those guys.
Me too.
So my donuts are not exactly uniform and exact. That's the way I like them. It's just
As long as
adds
they
that
taste
little
good.
bit of personal character.
As long as it tastes good.
Yeah, definitely. I actually got this recipe from my nana, Agnes Nasugono, and I've tweaked it a little bit, so it's not exactly what she did. I just made it my own, basically, and you have to do that with anything you cook. Somebody can show you a way to do it, but if you personally find a quicker way or a better way to do something, then by all means do it that way. Yeah.
Especially when you work in the food service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had point of sales jobs too. It's not just in the back of the house. So I've had some front of the house experience also.
Yeah.
It's a whole different breed, but something I felt I had to do in order to be ready for our business.
We took on so many different jobs so that we can gain lots of, like you said, different experiences. I worked at Air North, which is a federally inspected place. So like the inspector would come from Ottawa, and they're like super serious because it's for a flight kitchen. I was a catering agent there. I thought that was the coolest thing. I'm an agent now. But there was lots of stuff I learned there, like how to cook fast and do like just to work faster, and we'd be doing like 1,800 meals a day. It was like crazy.
Goodness.
Yeah, it was insane. So I made it through that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'm just getting whatever I can for you here.
And normally I have, like, if I'm doing a large batch of donuts, I have like a moist cloth to cover the top, or plastic wrap works just fine too, just so you don't get any drying on the top or the edges of your dough. That's a little too much. Okay, I don't even think I have to adjust the heat anymore. That looks perfect. This guy. Yeah, normally our oldest son, David, helps us out. He would be in here doing a bunch of stuff too, but he's out having fun, I guess.
Yeah.
We just finished a catering, and we've got like maybe 3 or 4 more on the go.
Yeah.
So that's like maybe a week or 2 away possibly. And with the lifting of COVID, our amounts that we've been getting are just
Increasing.
yeah, it's like back to back now. Yeah, so we have to like refuse some catering so that you know, we have time in between for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we want to go to Husky Lake, you know, we want to go to Fort McPherson, we want to like drive the Dempster. And there's stuff that we want to do too, but yeah, upicks.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
When I was driving, when we were like scheduling the show, I was talking to Tamara and I was like, okay, Tamara, our manager, and I said, okay, I'm gonna contact Joel and Martina and see if they're willing to be on the show. And I had just parked beside a vehicle, like in Northmart, just because I thought it was someone else. So I'd parked beside that vehicle, and then I realized, oh, it's not even who I thought it was. And right there in front of me were you guys. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to jump out of my truck and go talk to them.
Yeah, that's right. Hey,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Hey,
And that's how it, like...
our ancestors were pointing us in the right way.
Yeah.
I
It
think,
was like minutes after I talked to Tamara.
I think I'm ready to drain this now.
Okay, yes, yes.
How are we gonna do this?
You can spoon some of it into there. Okay, I'm gonna have to squeeze it out in here. Okay, that is ready
This
to
way.
flip.
Do you want me to hold this for you? Are you taking some out?
Yes, awesome.
Thank you.
And no, not the big
Uh,
Awesome.
I think I might do this a different way. Can I get a bowl?
Yes.
I'm just gonna remove this from here. Up.
This one?
Look up.
Oh, that kind of bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look way up.
Look way up. No, go resty. I wonder how many kids even know that anymore. Okay.
I can move this. I can move this. Yeah, a lot of industrial cooking is being prepared. If you could do stuff the day before, like even if you're having a large family gathering, like if you can do anything the day before, I suggest you do it. It just makes the day of so much less stressful. And if you're short of anything, you know it the day before.
I just switched my spoons. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but when we put the raw meat into this pot, we use that first spoon to cook it with. And that can cause a cross-contamination with the raw beef that was touching that first spoon. So I switched the spoon and let it cook again because I mixed it around. And let it cook for a little bit so it'll kill any bacteria in there. So yeah, just little extra steps that I take. And I don't know if anyone's seen me do that, so I thought I'd tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's for everyone's safety and just to be sure.
Okay. Could I squeeze by and get or could you actually pass that? Thank you.
I know this is awkward, okay? A little bit in your way there.
Yeah, we've worked in smaller kitchens.
Yeah. I think one of the most favorite places I worked was a food truck. It was like Greek food, and we did shawarmas and Greek fries, and oh man, there was so much good stuff there. I'd make falafels. And everything was from scratch.
What's one of the things that, well, you guys might have different answers, but what's one of the things you guys like to make the most?
I really like working with traditional food, like the ground muskox, reindeer, caribou. Like, I made some swan stew the other day.
Wow.
Yeah, we just like to change it up and have it like use some of these skills that we attained. So we like to pick berries because we like to use the berries themselves for sauces, for like cheesecakes and whatnot. Yeah, try to be as traditional as we can. Try to utilize as much local products as we can. Once we do have our business up and running, we'll be able to like do functions for like housing benefits, like you know, like be able to help the community as a whole, to give back because we've been given so much. Like we'd like to try to help too.
Yeah.
And a good place to start is with the elders.
Might need it. Or no. I think I can do this. Right behind you. Is it very hot?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. The elders are important. They've shown us the way. Somebody has to take care of them when they're too old to take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So
That's just the way of our people.
yeah, definitely. And that's just me thinking about when I'm old too, I guess. Okay, I think I'm gonna change plates at the time.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this back up. That was this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're used to working in small places like the Rib and Salmon when I worked the evening. It was literally 3 steps in either direction for 8 hours straight. And if the dining room was full, we'd have to have like an extra half hour. So it's like literally, here's the oven. I take a step to the stove top in the other oven. Take another step, there's my cooler. I turn around, there's another cooler right there. And then there's 2 fryers on it, like 2 steps away. So I'm like literally doing circles for 8 hours a day.
It's like a dance.
Yeah, definitely. Should just get a big yell every once in a while.
And then you gotta remember the doneness of each steak. Like if a table orders 3 steaks, one's medium, one's well, and whatever, you gotta know which one you put down first.
And this is the last donut. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 donuts out of about a 2.5, almost 3 cup recipe.
No, yeah. That's really cool.
Try to get as much staff over here as possible. I can't get it all, but do my best.
That's good.
Good enough. Let's get this here.
Okay, so now the last one's in there. I don't need this on anymore. It's off.
I'll just use this one. So this is my super secret taco seasoning.
You blend it yourself?
Yes.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I love this stuff. I love making sauces. That's probably my favorite thing to do. There's lots of stuff. I like cooking lasagna. I like making like Mexican type of food and stuff like that. I love doing fusion. But my favorite thing is making sauces. I love making sauces. It's just so good. And even stuff like this, seasonings. Something about it. It's just.
It smells so good.
It's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it smells really good.
Shake.
Flip that guy, and we're almost done. You're gonna need some water.
Water? Oh, yes. I'll use this. Can you take my bowl? Maybe you could go on that table over there.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So.
Yeah, it smells great.
Oh, I'm gonna need that spoon. I forgot. I was like, where did I put my spoon? Thank you. Okay, I'm right behind you here. I'm coming out right. Give that a good mix. I think I might need a little bit more seasoning. One more scoop.
One more heaping scoop.
Yeah. There you go.
It smells so good.
Man.
It's something we used to do at the Yukon Inn when we worked there. We had to come up with specials every night. So this was one of my go-tos because it guaranteed sell.
Yeah.
We both worked there for a while, but we only got to work together one night.
Yeah.
And this is what we did. But his donuts were like that big.
Yeah.
Like the size of a plate.
I was like, we're gonna make them Yukon Inn big.
Yeah, because they got big portions there.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed working there. That was one of my favorite. I was an union line cook. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it. It seemed intimidating, but I wanted to. And then.
Okay, so that's perfect.
I think that's probably just about where I want it.
Is that enough seasoning? Looks like it.
You want to give it a taste, maybe? Probably the best way. Spoons are... Here's a spoon. Tell me what you think.
Maybe.
Maybe, go and figure out a couple pips. Yeah, it's a little bit more water. This is a bit spicy, so.
Yeah, Martina likes heat.
Yeah.
I don't mind heat. Heat's good. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, probably take this and put it back there now. Water on it later.
Okay, this is the drinking part. Very important to keep hydrated.
Yes.
Especially when you're on your feet
Yeah.
all day.
We used to have one of the water pitchers just filled with ice.
Like when you get your table from a waitress, we
Yeah.
just have one of
And
those.
then we'd fill it up with water and just drink from it and let it melt through the whole shit. I called it ice water with ice.
Yeah.
I want 2 glasses of ice water with ice. 2 pitchers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can probably get started on this. Get my glove all over it. Are we almost ready?
Yes, we're good to go.
Okay. So we have 4 plates here. I'll just make 4 for now. I can make more than 4 right now.
Yeah,
If
might as well
wanted.
do 5.
5?
Yes.
Okay, so 1, stay on the plate. 2, 3, 4, 5. You gonna take this one? Thank you. Here's your tongs. So, this meat is piping hot.
Yes.
I think, sorry, it might be easier if we just pour a scoop in here. A few scoops. And then I can go from here. And we can remove that off the heat now.
Yes.
I will take this massive spoon. Start with 1. 2, 3. 4. Oh, you know what? That one looks cheap. And 5. I'm using my hand with the glove so I control where the meat is going. There we go. Take that off because I made a mess. And, sorry, right behind you, I gotta grab my this. There we go. In the fridge,
Sour cream.
we have salsa, sour cream, and cheese. There we go. You might put a layer of cheese on there, Joel.
Yeah.
There's a spoon here. Or you can use your hand too.
Yeah.
Faster. That's what we do anyways. That's exactly what we would do. That looks lovely. Nice cheesy. I'll go with the lettuce.
There we go.
So there we go. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, that one didn't want to stay on. You can't always get the lettuce to agree with you. Sometimes it stays. There we go. There's another one. And then we will follow this up with peppers and tomatoes,
Yeah.
which I cut up over here
I'll
earlier.
follow behind you.
There, I'll put 3 on. Those ones didn't want to stay on.
The food camp.
Tasty. So, perfect. Let's get a dollar for that on each one. So this is pretty large. There we go. Salsa. Right on top of that. Here.
Parsley. It's right behind the oil in front of me.
That should be in. Yeah.
There we go.
Yes, which is the shaky side. Boom. So
And voila.
it's a little bit messy.
Looks beautiful.
But let's see. I think that might be one of the prettier ones here.
Do you want to bring over the food here?
Yeah,
Sure.
we can bring it over. And how? It smells so good.
There's one. These will be messy when you're eating them. But,
Yeah.
Do you guys want to sit down?
Do you,
and
yeah,
have
do
a
you guys
bite?
want to sit down and have a bite?
Sure.
Yes.
We should grab some
Finish off.
spoons, Joel.
Forks and knives.
Up sure. And maybe
Yeah, I was just gonna grab some napkins.
get some milk here. So you never know.
This is an exciting episode.
Oh, good, good.
Wowie.
Do you guys usually, when you guys are cooking, you guys usually make yourself a plate too?
At the end of the night.
At the end of the night?
If there's some left over.
We normally run a recipe if we haven't done it until we get it right, and then we put it on our catering menu. Or
So we'll make it
Yeah.
at home over.
so
and
we
over.
actually get it like 2 or 3 or 4 times until it's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are taste testing everything as
Yeah.
well
Oh,
yeah.
and making sure
Yeah.
it tastes all good.
And then there's times where I feel like this is missing something. I'm like, Joel, this is missing something. Taste it. He's like, he knows what's missing.
Yeah.
So then we're able to like just get everything as close to as perfect as we want to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes the glass falls off though, but it's
Yeah, that's okay. Do you guys want to go ahead and try? Let's try some.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm just gonna eat it.
yeah, me too. I'm there.
I'm gonna cut mine.
I'm just gonna.
Let's see.
Yeah, you take that.
I'm so excited.
This is pretty big.
Mm-hmm. The meat is good.
Yeah, my hat. I take my hat off. I'm a Northwest Territories boy. I take my hat off.
Mm-hmm. It's good. The donut is good. Mm-hmm. This is amazing. And you guys did it like in less than an hour. Well, you guys make a really good team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could get kind of quiet and it's just like us communicating, but that's fine. We pretty much know what each other's wants, like because we talk about like stuff before we do actual catering or events. So it's just a matter of timing most of the time. Like while we're in the middle of a catering, it's like, okay, it's 5 after, we have to be on this.
And like one really important thing is working in the kitchen together is having important communication skills. Like if something's hot, you gotta let someone know so you don't just walk into it, or if you have a knife, you let them know by saying sharp because now I'm Yeah, you want to stay away from it. You gotta be safe, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of things are really important. Just even knowing, like, if you're close to someone around them, because they could back up into you.
Well, I
Yeah.
saw that firsthand. You guys just like moved like gracefully around each other.
Yeah, we had one guy say it looked like a dance.
Yeah.
We should do that to fiddle music.
Just make a TikTok with the sound to fiddle
Yeah.
They could edit it over.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really good.
music. Thank you. Thank you.
I want David to try one.
Yes, please. Try
As
one.
soon as the hours are over.
Okay.
I'm in there.
Yeah. No, they're delicious. I'm so happy with choosing to do a cooking show today.
Yeah, well, this is what we love to do, and we try to do it as whatever we can, like everything as well as we can. I mean, yeah, it's really important to us. Healthy food that's like fresh and fast. Like, I don't know if anything was frozen.
I
No.
don't think so.
Everything here was fresh.
Made from scratch. Other than the salsa, I could make the salsa if I wanted to, and sour cream. You know, we don't got cows up here, so. But other than that, this is what we want to do. Make sure that after you're done eating, you feel good. That you're left wanting more.
Yeah, we like to create an environment where people want to come back and do business with us again, work with us, and
I'm not making a mess.
yeah, it's nothing but up from here, I think, because if it took us 10 years to get to this point, to get the skills and the schooling and all the work experience,
Yep.
then it doesn't bother me taking like
Yeah,
a year or
give it a
2 or
chance.
3 or 4 to actually get up and running with the food truck.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want something, you got to keep pushing for it. It might seem like tough sometimes, but
How many items do you have on your menu so far? Do you guys have a number?
well, for catering we have each one is different.
Okay.
The numbers change, the amount of people. Some of them might be celiac, or some of them might be vegetarian or vegan. So we have to take
Dairy-free.
dairy free. We have to take all those into account. You know, there's nut allergies and whatnot too. So we have one coming up with 2 vegetarians. So instead of making 2 different soups, I'm just gonna make a vegetarian soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's happy.
Just be accommodating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I better use one of those too.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. I
Yeah.
took a bite. And one hit the back of my throat.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those the ground beef.
It's what it was. It was.
Yeah, and they're a bit spicy too. So
I don't really notice, like, it's not too spicy for me.
yeah, like on its
But
own, it
the-
would be a little spicy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. So it just hit the back of my throat. Maybe I'll have some water.
Yeah,
It was the first bite too. I did that.
Even the food was excited.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get asked to teach classes or to teach people? Has that something that's come up yet?
I've actually worked with Skills Canada, the Yukon, and I was teaching young women in Whitehorse how to cook. I did a few, 3-4 classes with them, and I taught, I forget how many girls, it's over 50 girls. Yeah, I think my first group, I ended up teaching 12 girls in 2 different, like 24 girls in one day, and there were 2 different groups that came along. And I had to come up with a menu and what to do and how to teach them, and I was a little bit nervous at first, but when you come up with something that's relatively quick and easy, it gets their attention. It's fun, especially
is.
food. You know, everyone likes
Yeah.
tacos. Pretty much everybody likes
Yeah.
tacos. Yeah. So that was an experience, and I might do it again. It's definitely a skill that people need to know. Like,
Yes.
everybody eats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are delicious. They're really good.
I'm not so much of a teacher. I'm more of a hands-on. I like to be in the thick of like the busiest places. That way I can absorb as much as I possibly can. And when I figure I like to have something to teach, I'll probably do that instead.
Do you guys ever cook over the fire or anything?
Mostly when we're out on like
about it.
campgrounds or out at Husky Lake, that kind of stuff.
Out camping?
That would be a
Yeah.
goal for sure to be able to like have that
Have a fire pit. That
because
would
it has
be
such
awesome.
a unique taste. You know?
That's
Yeah.
why I asked.
Yeah.
It does taste really different.
Yeah.
Even tea over the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, whitefish over the fire is one of my favorite things ever.
Yep.
You open it up and it's still steaming and you burn your fingers.
Greg laughs at me because I hate burning my mouth. Like, I hate it. So whenever I have tea or coffee and I'm out on the land, put my finger in first and I'll test it. If it burns my finger, I won't drink it.
That's smart.
I've been like that since I was a kid because I really don't like that feeling.
Yeah. I should start doing that.
Yeah.
Because I always. I'm
Yeah.
impatient. I'm like, now.
So whenever we have like campfire tea, like smoked tea, whenever we have that, you'll always catch me doing that. And Greg shakes his head at me every time. I'm like, I don't burn my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome being able to go to my parents' camp. Like, just little stuff that we haven't been able to do. Like, we'd make a trip every 2 years from Whitehorse back to Inuvik, and the trips are no longer than 2 weeks, and that's just not enough.
Yeah.
And with our kids getting older, we wanted them to be close to both of our cultures. That way they can absorb as much as they possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one good thing about living at home, I think. Yeah.
It can be really hard to leave to go to school. It can be so difficult. And I think what you gotta really do, what we did, was we got out of our own way. And we just did it. Because no one's gonna do it for us. Like,
Yeah.
someone else can go to school, but what am I gonna learn from them? You know?
Yeah.
So we had to do this. We had to push forward. And like
Yeah.
I said before, there's lots of times we were ready to come home, just tired of being away from home, homesick. But we just kept going because we still needed to learn things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that was definitely the hardest thing. But once you get out of your own way and push your excuses aside.
Just to make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even get funding for the program. We had to get a loan. Like, we just did it.
It's something that you really wanted to do.
Yes, it was something
Yeah.
we were very, very passionate about it. Good food is so important.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find it brings a lot of people together.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a community feast, like, everybody's gonna show
Everyone's
up.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the environment I like. Yeah.
And if
People
it's
are
really
happy.
good, everyone's quiet. 'cause
Right?
Everyone's eating. Everyone's,
Yeah, that's what I say about my daughter, Layla. She's quiet. It has to be good.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming and being on the show.
Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I
It's been
really
awesome.
appreciate it. And I love that I got to see how you guys work. And you guys are a really good team. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and end the show now.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Bye.
thank you all for tuning in to the Tunnganarniq Show. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Awesome.